All right, what's up, TikTok? We're gonna talk really quick about confidence because a current client of mine reached out asking just kind of my thoughts on confidence. Not that she's not confident, she has all the skills and all the things going for her right now, but she lives down south and she has a lot on her plate. And she's doing a good job about managing it all and delegating and optimizing her stuff. But she had a very particular, good, solid question about confidence, kind of how to get it back when you feel off your mojo, off your radar. And I'm coming off a couple months where I've been probably suffering from a little bit of adrenal fatigue, and I just got my blood work done so I could kind of get some insight into that. And I think that's something that I would recommend everybody do. Number one, okay, is to know your blood work, understand about adrenals and cortisol. And I talk about this a lot in my coaching, because if your energy systems are screwed up or your environment is screwing up your body and therefore impacting how your body is supposed to function and work, it's going to affect your energy levels and your confidence and your output and your focus at work. So I go into a lot about anatomy and physiology and then kind of go into neuroenergetics after that. But really quickly about confidence. I always tell my clients this: confidence really comes from two things. It comes from keeping your word to yourself and to others, okay? And it also comes from being very proficient in a task. You don't even have to be extremely proficient. You just have to see your own progress. Seeing your own progress about you becoming more proficient in a given task, whether that thing is jujitsu or selling real estate or building a business and selling a product or creating a new product or creating a better version of something, or just being a content creator and simply creating a little bit better content each and every single time. As long as you are consistently moving the needle, right? The key word being consistent with the things that you are learning and the things that you are working on, that is a form of elevated proficiency. That means you're getting better. It means you're improving. And so when you are consistent over 3 to 6 months, over 9 months, over 1 year, again, it took me almost 4 years to kind of get my coaching business off the ground to the point where I was like, okay, this is now like an established thing. It takes time. And sometimes you go months and weeks and even years without the success that you want. But once you finally make it, everyone always looks at you and goes, oh my God, they're doing it, right? They overnight success. Like, look, that person made it. But you didn't see the years and years and years of that consistency where there was no reward, where there was nothing. It was just self-talk of saying, hey, I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to write a blog. I'm going to make a video. And you just keep going and you go and you go. The need and want to sort of create things just out of inspiration or improve at things and just get better at them for yourself, right? That's you falling in love with the process. You falling in love with the process, confidence is a byproduct because you're being consistent and you're moving the needle and you're working on something. If you're working on a side project and you're just focused on the results or your vocation or your actual profession and you're just looking for results, especially if it's only finance related, you are not going to be consistent. You are not going to be driven enough over the long term. I firmly believe, this is just my take, that's the wrong reason. If you're doing anything just for the money, I think that's the wrong reason. I think money is a byproduct of you falling in love with a specific process of something that you generally like to do. It can be your hobby, it can be your passion, it can be whatever, but money is always a byproduct of you being in love with that process, right? I probably did like 2,000 skydives before I became an instructor, maybe like 1,500, maybe 1,000. I don't know. I kind of forget. But I jumped because I loved it and I loved flying and I loved being under a parachute. And then when I finally started getting paid to be a skydive instructor, filming videos and doing AFF and teaching other people how to jump, I was like, this is awesome, right? I love doing this. Now I'm getting paid to do this instead of me having to pay to do this. And I like to apply that aspect and that thought into business these days. So confidence, keeping your word to yourself and to others, and then becoming proficient in a task. How you become proficient in a task, you fall in love with the process over and over and over and over and over again. Your results, your money, everything else, your fame, your success, notoriety, that's a byproduct of that very formula. Okay? Makes sense? If you have questions, let me know. And if you want one-on-one coaching, I just added 30-minute, 60-minute, and 90-session packages, right? But I only take 2 calls a day, so calendar's kind of filling up for the rest of the year already. But if you're wondering, this is my shirt, Hawaii Fi Apparel Co. I made this and it feels fucking awesome. Awesome. Have a great day. See you in the next one.